And welcome to another RSR. Tonight we're going to do it a bit differently, as you can see. Vlog style, and I'm going to talk about each half as it passes. We just got through the first half of Pacific FC versus CS Herediano in the CONCACAF League 2022 round of 16, leg 1. Pacific FC, not so bad in the first half, but the stats definitely possession-wise favor Herediano of Costa Rica. The shots, Pacific had the better chances so far, but I think so far what rues Pacific as it is right now is not starting Gianni Dos Santos. That was a bad mistake, and I think they need to get him off the bench. Other than that, Aparicio, pretty good. Bustos, pretty good so far for Pacific. Stats as follows in the half: 3 shots to 2, 2 on target to 2, no assists on either side, 1 steal to 4, 11 fouls to 2, 37% possession to 63% possession, 0 offside to 1, 2 corners to 0, 84 correct passes to 169, 15 incorrect passes to 32, 99 passes to 201. I don't see the pass accuracy on here, so just won't know tonight. 2 yellows to 0 and no reds on either side. With that being said, well, I would say about 85 to about 87% pass accuracy probably. Quick math, not great. With that being said, in this first half, Pacific has the better chances, but the worst possession. Kind of a weird match, I'd say. The energy that Pacific has is pretty good so far. Herediano is the stronger side so far, at least possession-wise. There have been moments where Pacific definitely rules the tie and leads the tie, but haven't scored yet. And that's exactly what they need to do in the second half. For me, a win or a scoring draw at home is the best result for Pacific. I think they could get an away goal and do what they have to do in Costa Rica next week, but right now they have to put themselves in the position to get that done. So hopefully a 1-0, 2-0, 2-1 win would be really sufficient for me, I think, when it comes to Pacific. But Herediano could throw a spanner in the works there. But right now, in my eyes, I think Pacific could get this done. I still stand by my prediction, of course. Not that I would ever change on it. A prediction, you know this. But Pacific, I still believe. I think they've played well. Second half, they know what to change. I believe Merriman can change it. Herediano's played well, but they're just bound to give something up. The way they've been playing, they're just bound to give something up. Luckily, Bennett not playing at all. If that's because he's about to move to Sunderland, I don't know. I've heard that for Bennett on Herediano, Costa Rican national team. I've heard that's possible. Him not playing, probably that's the situation that leads to that. But that's my first half thoughts. I'll let it in the second half thoughts. And there's your RSR for tonight. We're doing something a bit different. But so far, Pacific, I'm good with the performance. Hopefully the second half is better, and hopefully they win or at least have a scoring draw at home. Other than that, we'll see how it goes. So that's half 1. See you in about an hour for the second half. Edit it together, and this will be up within the hour after the final whistle. Somewhat like that. Maybe a bit later. But see you soon. So the second half is over between Pacific and Herediano. It ended up 1-0 to Herediano. 1-0 in the second 45. Jefferson Bernez scores with a header. Gets past Didic and Irving to make it 1-0 for Herediano at the end. Pacific cannot answer at home. The away goal will go to Herediano. Not the worst result, but that second half, that was Pacific's. and they, one mistake, shot themselves in the foot they can never get back. Stats are as follows at the end: 7 shots to 4, 3 shots on goal to 4, 44% possession to 56% possession, 270 passes to 370, 84% pass accuracy to 84% pass accuracy, 19 fouls to 6, 0 offside to 1, 3 yellow cards to 1, 0 red cards to 0, and 3 corners to 0. That second half is going to hurt any Pacific true blue, deep purple fan out there. Of course, I want them to win because they're a Canadian team, and I thought they could, but there's a reason why my rule is they better have CONCACAF experience. If you don't, I don't care how good you are in your domestic league. I don't care how good you think you are. If you ain't seen CONCACAF yet, you ain't ready. AKA beating on a tire with a sledgehammer doesn't work. AKA Waterhouse. That don't teach you nothing. At home, Pacific were better in the second half. Way better. They were the better team in the second half. In the first half, too, they were getting there later on. So for 2/3 of the game, most of the game, they were the better team. One mistake. One. That's all it took. And Herediano are former champions. They're nothing to be scoffed at. And Pacific just couldn't find the answer, couldn't find the situation, and they got what they deserved, so to speak. I mean, they pushed on very well. They played on well. Lots of offensive shots, but not enough to get anything outside of just some pressure on Herediano. Herediano with 1 goal. That's all they would need. Pacific can't answer back. All to play for next week. It's not over yet, but not a good place to be. But if you win outright, you win the tie. So, or at least have a penalty shootout. So it's not completely out of the realm of possibility for Pacific. I think they'll wake up from this, but they should have started Gianni Dos Santos the whole way. Not starting him hurt. If you started him, you probably win this game, or at least draw. You should have started. That's the one thing I really want to be mad at Merriman for, if I'd be a Pacific fan. That's just my thoughts, though. First half, second half, Pacific were the better team. For me, man of the match, Callum Irving, still. Lots of saves, kept Pacific in it, especially going into next week. Could be worse, but Callum Irving put them in a good position, even though they should have scored a couple of goals. But losing Muero Diaz hurts, but Josh Hurd looked pretty good. Lots of positives, but that's the sport for you. So, Pacific loses 1-0 to Herediano, first leg. Hopefully you like this style. Not going to do it again. Hopefully I don't have to, but not even tomorrow. But hopefully you like this style of RSR, just for a different change pace, I guess. But with that being said, if you like this video, like and share, subscribe. You know what it is. Tell your friends. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell notification. Once you subscribe, send super chats on live streams. Comment on this video. Put us a play, share with friends and family. All that great stuff. I'll see you tomorrow for the live and review of Toronto versus New England. You know what it is. See you at 6:30. I'm Ron and I'm out. Peace. Pacific, you disappointed me.